between the legs trick, I'm using Salty because he doesn't know it. First thing is you have to make sure your dog knows how to follow a lure. You don't want to start this until they understand that. Following the lure, meaning just that you can offer them a treat but not give it to them, and they'll follow it around like this. Salty. You don't want to say too much, like get it, get it, get it. If they need permission to get it the first time, you can say get it once, but you don't want to say it, keep saying it, because then that's going to become the cue. So if they follow it, you give it to them. The other thing you want to remember is high value treats for dogs that are a little less food motivated, like Salty. Salty tends to prefer a toy, but a lot of tricks, it's almost necessary to train it with a treat. So these are some liver, dry treats. He's offered a sit, so obviously he wants it. If you have a dog that's a little picky, hot dogs sliced up can usually do the trick. If your dog chomps on you as they're following the lure, you can try working on it easy, but as long as they're not drawing blood, you might just have to put up with it because you don't want to damage their interest. Salty. So once your dog will follow the lure, it's okay if they're chewing on it, you know, their fingers in your mouth as you're dragging it around. First thing, dog in front. Small dog, you have to bend over pretty far. Larger dog, keep it at their head level. You don't want it too high. You can see he's offered a sit, so now I'll have to pull him out of the sit, which isn't too hard, but something to be aware of. Legs nice and wide. Get it away from him. If he's all over you jumping at, you might have to distract him with the other hand. Treats in both hands. Treats ready in both fingers. Wide stance, reach between. As they come around, reward very close to your leg. Reward placement is important, so they kind of get the idea of what they're doing. If you reward way out here, they're not as aware that they were just rewarded for going between your legs. Because in our mind, clearly they were rewarded for going between the legs, but dogs don't think like us, remember? So reward placement helps them understand what we're trying to do. So again, dog in front, you reach through all the way to their nose, lure them through, reward right there. Drops it, that's okay. And then I immediately have the other one ready. These aren't the best treats because he does have to chew on it. But see, he's used to having treats from my hand, so he made the initiative to go through to go towards it. And again, I just pull him all the way around, reward nice and close to the leg. It'd be better if it didn't take him quite as long to eat it, but that's okay. Reach all the way through, he comes towards it, pull him around, reward very close to the leg, he comes through and around. You notice I don't say anything at first. There's no cue, there's nothing. It's just getting him used to going through the legs, eating the treats nice and close to the leg. And for the first couple sessions, that's all you do. Get them set up, nice wide stance, through, except that wasn't a command, that was me telling you what to do. You don't need to say anything. Reach all the way through, let them chew on it, they come around, reward nice and close, lure them through, reward. I hold the treat out like this, kind of in my finger, so he can see it and be lured towards it all the way through. The next step, which you want to do yet, is you put the visual cue, which is your hand between your legs, you bring them around, and then you don't necessarily reward the first one, but you reward the second one. So you start chaining it together. You don't want to do that too much or too soon, because some dogs will just give up. You know, well, the cue was there, but I didn't get anything for it. And when you do start kind of progressing with the trick, you want to do that randomly. So the first one, they get one, maybe the second one they don't, the third one they do, the fourth one they do, the fifth one they do, the sixth one maybe they don't. Eventually, you just randomize the reward until they kind of recognize this cue to go through. See, he's never done this before, but he's expecting the reward to come, so he's gonna do it. Eventually, through, and I usually have a little bend in my legs, through, just to make it easier. Bigger dogs, sometimes you got to get up a little more. And then eventually the cue can be walking. It can just be saying through, If they come back, that's okay. I try to reset them the way they were going. If they mess it up, if they mess it up and they present right in front again, sure, just do like you were going to. But if possible, if they mess it up, bring them back to where they were and start over from that direction. Not completely necessary. Salty, good boy. Again, don't try to progress too fast. When they do get it, you start fading, especially with little dogs, fading, bending over so much. I'll show you what it looks like with Minty now. My hands just have to kind of be at my side. She doesn't need, me bending all the way over like that. So let's take a look at Minty. She knows I have the treats, which is fine. Most tricks are done with treats. It's not like obedience where they have to do it. It kind of is a bribe, I guess you could say. All right, let's see what you got, Minty. Through. I guess I kind of still do give her the hand signal a little bit, but still a cool trick. Through. Good. Good girl. And then you could do it, let's see if I can do it while walking a little bit. And I do always start the same direction. Don't confuse them. Always go the same way. Through. Oops. Through. Good girl. If they mess up and then they do it right, reward right afterwards. Through. And I see I don't actually need the hand signals. I'm just so used to it. Minty. Good girl. Very good.